Hi friends, Suzanne here. Welcome to another Fabricate Friday video. For today's project, I am featuring the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. You can see the sentiment here and the little peaches here. I am also featuring the designer series paper called You're a Peach. So it's a very nice, peachy, fruity, awesome. I have another project coming up with this as well. And it does also have some really pretty blues in it. So if you like, fruity type ideas. So that's the pattern that I'm using today, the Peach Blossoms. And we are making I think this is called a shadow box. I made a whole bunch of these so many years ago, and they were for swaps. My very first, so this must have been about 6 years ago, my very first convention or whatever you want, gathering with other demonstrators. And I made a different size one, and I had a butterfly in the center of it. And I made so many of them that I sort of got overwhelmed with them, and I haven't played with them since, but I thought I would share with you how to create this. Now, what you could do with this is slip a little gift inside. Could be a bracelet, could be a necklace, could be, I don't know, a pack of gum even, or just a little picture or something like that. And the purpose of this is the shadow box stays, as like the gift, and whatever you put inside of it, you can take out, or, you don't have to put a gift inside. This is the gift, itself. You could put a piece of cardstock on the back of this and write a little greeting, but I'll let you decide what to do with it, and I will just share with you how to construct it. Oh, so the other things that I'm using, aside from the stamp set, I'm going to use the peach dies. These are bundled together. I'm also going to use the Picture This dies. Can't get over how amazing these dies are. So what it is you get circles and rectangles, and these stitched rectangles come away like that. And then you could use these labels as actual labels. Oh, I got thread in there. What? So I'm going to use this one today, but this is kind of a cool thing that, say, if you wanted to make a card, you could use the negative piece and you can do something with this. So this is a very utilizable die. You can use the negative or the positive pieces. And like I said, today I'm only going to use this one. So now I have two left over that I get to put in my die cup. So these are where I keep some extra dies just for when I need them. And I go through them quite frequently, and I use a lot of them up. So I encourage you to do the same. For this project, we need a piece of cardstock that is 7 inches by 9 inches. And on the long side, well, on every side, we are going to score at a half, 1, 1.5, and 2. Now flip it round to the next side and do the same. Half, 1, 1.5, and 2. Flip it round, half, 1, 1.5, and 2. Oops. 2. Half. Oops. 1, 1.5, and 2. Okay. So there's one more little step. On the short side, on the 7-inch side, on this side and this side, we are going to score at 2.5, and we're going to go down to the second score line. And then we're going to score at 4.5 and do the same thing, just to the second score line. We're going to switch that over to the short side on the other and go 2.5 to the second score line and 4.5 to the second score line. Okay, so this is the extremely tiresome part. So we're going to fold and burnish all the score lines. I'm going to speed this up for you. Now that we have all of our long and short score lines scored, we are going to cut off all of these 16 squares, I guess. Had to do the math in my head there. So I'm going to remove this whole section here and this whole section here. Now we're going to cut up on this side and remove all of these squares. Same with this one. And this one. All right, do you remember those 1/2 inch scores that we made? We're going to cut those on 4 sides here. And then what we're going to do is from that corner, we're going to cut this in half. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. Okay, I do it again here. Okay, let's do that one more time. So I'm going to fold down those 2, and then I'm going to come in on an angle and cut corner to corner. Okay. All right, so the designer series paper is 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. So I'm going to center this straight in the center, wiggle that around until I get that into its correct placement. Awesome. And then on my outermost section here, I'm going to put adhesive. And on this outermost section, and put adhesive. All right. So I folded that in half. So I'm going to fold it in half again so that my fingers don't touch the glue. And I'm going to hold it down. And I will do the same on the other side. And I'm just going to hold it down for a second. Sort of give it a really good press. You could use your bone folder for this to make the crisps, the crease really crisp. All right, and then when you pop it back up, we should have little squares like that. Now, the next part is not going to be super easy. We're going to put a dot of glue on each inside corner here. And we're going to pretty much do the same. We're going to put glue on that first section. And glue on that first section. I tell you to use glue this time, and normally when I work with paper projects, I tell you not, like, just use your dry adhesive, but the wet glue for this project is kind of awesome. So you can see why I wanted to put glue right on those corners. Just hold it down. It will catch and not release. Okay, same here, going down. There we go. Come on, let's go up. I've gotten caught. Here we go. Here it is. Okay. So the one, my example before has glue dots in it, and these kind of keep on opening. You can see right there. And it doesn't matter how much I push towards, the glue dots don't do a good job. So, or I mean, any dry adhesive. So I would definitely suggest that it's wet glue. And then if there is any wet glue smushing out, these are adhesive erasers. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them. You can find them in any craft store or art store. They remove adhesive in like, and it becomes kind of like a weird, I don't know, like gummy substance. Anyway, that is how I'm cleaning this box up, just in case, and you know, if there is any, I can feel there's a little tackiness there, because when you use wet glue gets everywhere. So use it sparingly, but also you want to use enough that your project is going to stick together. And I feel like this is a far better seal than this one. Already, look how tight those corners are. So I'm glad I do a prototype so that I can tell you what to avoid. Okay, so now we get to decorate. So this is Pale Papaya, which is a new in color. And we are inking up the Thanks So Much from This Sweet as a Peach bundle. I'm going to take my dauber here. This is a Calypso Coral dauber. I'm not going to re-daub it because there's plenty of ink there. And now I'm just going to stamp right in the middle. Thanks so much. That turned out very well. Before I put the Pale Papaya away, I want to ink up the 3 little peach blossoms on either side. And then I will come in with, this is Garden Green. And I'm just going to ink up a leaf, stamp off, yes, ink up a leaf and stamp off. Cute. This was a branch. This is this stamp here. So all I have to do now is kind of figure out where I want to place it. And I think that's a good spot. So I'm going to put adhesive here and adhesive on those 3. I'll use dry adhesive this time. Okay. So now I think what I'll do is I will put the Thanks So Much banner. I'll tack that right in the foliage of the peach branches. Perfect. And then I did the same. I stamped and I cut some of the peaches out. So I'm going to adhere them. Maybe one with a dimensional like I did there. And then we'll put two just straight up. I always laugh at this. So it's the same products, the same colors pretty much, and they are so very different. Depends on, you know, from last night to today. All right, so I'm just going to leave that shadow box to be. I think it worked out really well. This one is also really nice with the peaches bunched up in this corner. So you can see all the supplies I used today listed down below in the video See More section or in the supply section of my blog. The links will take you to my Canadian online store. So thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.